Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do recaps and reviews on just about everything, such as soap operas, reality shows, shopping hauls, social issues that affect us on a state level, local level, and global. Um, we do celebrity corners, reviews of any like hot topic that's coming up with them in their area of vicariously looking into their lives, I guess you would say. But today we're going to be covering thicker than water, or thicker to water, or thicker than water, I think it is. I'm sorry. The title is The Tides That Bind, and it's season 3, episode 8. So again, Thicker to Water, The Tides That Bind, episode 8, season 3, The Tankard Show. Okay, let's get right on into it, because we got a mess of a show today as well, and it centers around Sirene. As usual, it's either Brooklyn or it's Sirene. It's one of the two. But anyway, Brooklyn and her team is meeting models for Marcus' tie show. Brooklyn has got together. Now, I can't say she's pretty much so efficient when it comes to lining up a team to help her with certain projects or tasks. So I give her kudos for that. They're meeting at some type of, I guess, studio, in a sense, where they're interviewing male models. And the team that she got that was supposed to help her set up a talent show or review of interviewing models for her brother's tie event that he's trying to bring out, called Dapper.S. That's the name of his tie line, a bow tie line. And so she enlists about 3 or 4 of her so-called associates that she's found within the business with doing hair, whatnot. And her assistant helped her get the venue where they were hosting the event at. They had a pretty large turnout. I was pleased with some of the looks of the guys and this, that, and the other. They didn't really necessarily have tight bodies, but we weren't really sporting the male physique. So that's where that was. And like I said, they had a pretty good showing of guys coming out to be able to walk in their runway for his tie show. Okay, we go to Brittany, and we're back with Brittany's attitude. It's nasty, y'all. She shows up at Marcus' event looking all pouty face and trying to throw shade at her sister Brooklyn. I mean, it was just a hot mess. But we got that little bad-ass, nasty-ass attitude back with us still. And then she talking about she want to be a mama. Oh, no. Okay, then we move on to a scene where we have Jewel and Ben on their date night. They've gone out to a painting class. And I've been to a couple of myself. Well, no, it wasn't a couple. I think it was just one time. What was it? Okay, it was just one time. And I enjoyed myself. I was with my daughter, and we were just painting a wine glass, a bottle of wine, 2 pieces of fruit, and some cheese. And, of course, my picture didn't come out nothing similar to what the man was painting for us, or learning us how to paint. But at the end of the particular painting class, I asked him could I have his painting. And he definitely signed it for me. Got it spruced up a little bit more. Added some little more stuff to it than what he had given us to paint the picture of. And he signed it, honey. He gave it to me, and I was like so happy. And so I have a comparison of what it should look like to what I ended up doing. And you could kind of see where I was going with it. And one day I might even do like pictures, because my daughter definitely has taken several of his painting classes, and she does it for enjoyment. It's one of those kind where you can take your beverage with you, meaning whatever type of coolers or wine. You can take that into the business organization he has, or the little venue spot, and you can paint as well as you can sip. So that was cute, but I wasn't finna try to bring nothing on nobody's property trying to drink and then drive home. That the two don't mix. When I usually drink, I drink at home because I know usually it's gonna make me sleepy, which that's what all wine, beverages, and coolers make me do anyway. But they had a nice time being out with one another because they were okay with their paintings. Not too much, but you know, it is what it is. You were spending time with your mate, and that's what matters. And they were basically going over, you know, the kids and their ordeals and what they're going through. And everybody seemed to be back at a normal range of focusing and thinking and, you know, interacting with one another, except for Brooklyn and Brittany. It seems like Brooklyn has got the gist of the matter of the whole situation, and she's like, you know, I can take it or leave it, doesn't matter with me. I'm still gonna love my sister, but she's got to learn we're gonna have separate opinions, and we just got to learn to agree to disagree on certain issues. So I thought that was a mature approach. Brooklyn was taking towards her sister, Brittany. So we move on from that scene. We go to another scene where Marcus is having his bow tie showing at a restaurant, which is the Marcus event. Dapper Dad's coming out, and he's just like everywhere. How he almost like running around like a woman child. He here, he there. He's just distraught because he don't know if he gonna be able to get through it, and you know, and pretty much he was just nervous that everything wouldn't turn out the way he wanted it. And I think with his brother being his DJ, his sister definitely taking the stronger hand and making sure everything happens correctly and positively for her brother's first showing of his bow tie line. She did a magnificent job, and I'm talking about Brooklyn. Everybody pretty much pitched in and did what they had to do, except for Brittany. Brittany just showed up. She didn't even try to get the models together. She didn't even try to help them tie their bow ties. I mean, just doing other stuff, because it should have been a family event. You know, nothing for Jewel and B and Tanker to get involved with them, because I'm sure they gave them the money to try to, you know, put things together. But, you know, they both were there in support. And just the whole deal with Brooklyn having her, Brittany having her messed up attitude still is really getting on my nerve. Okay, but, you know, Brooklyn is doing the darn thing. She set up the venue, even though I found it very strange. She was having it at a restaurant, some crab restaurant at that. Because when they first showed us the scene of where he was going to have it, it seemed like it was like a banquet hall at first. Because, you know, it wasn't too much furniture anywhere, and it was just showing you where you could have the runway on both sides, which is kind of equally what Brooklyn was really wanting the scene to be like. So it's like a win-win situation where she had this guy show her certain locations that he had found her for Marcus' event. So I didn't like the idea she had brought a dog into an establishment. I'm like, now come on, boo, you ain't rich and famous where you own everything like Oprah pretty much. Child, what world are you playing in? But anyway, that's the only tacky part that I saw, that she would bring a dog in a establishment such as that. Because, you know, they could pee on the floor, they could do anything, then you got to pay for all that. So I didn't think that was a cute scene. But to each his own. I have my dogs, but you know, you just don't go take them everywhere, you know, unless you really like that on that type of caliber. But, you know, wasn't a good look to me, but to each his own. Then we go to the male models. You know, they look good. I think they should have been a little bit more organization with the men's clothing. Maybe they should have got that established when they were having the sign up, come out and interview with us to see if you can be one of our models. You know, the initial thing that started the whole things to get into motion. It seemed like they should have had the guys all in white, like a button up, button down polo type shirt, so you can actually see the ties, whether they're being displayed untied and just laying over their shoulder or around their neck area, or they're just tied to perfection. I just didn't get the attire. It was just too busy for me. It kind of took away from the ties that they were wearing, because everything just wasn't uniformed. So I would have liked it for it to been like a business attire, or a casual business workday look. Like sometimes how actually Marcus is dressing. Kind of down, but it's still um, upscale in a sense. Like the preppy look. That would have been more solidified. Like they could have had, like, if they would just want to show their interest in women and being breast cancer awareness, all that, they wear their little pink solid shirts with a cute little bow tie to accent it. Or they could have just like white shirts, button down white preppy shirts, and had the models show off the little bow tie pieces, because bow ties are really astute and profound and eye popping when you have the right colors. Because they're already small as it is. It's not like you can really see them at first glance. You know what I'm saying? Like a tie structure. But that's the only thing I would have had him do more of. If he's going to do another fashion show, he should think about solid colors that would accent his bow ties, instead of having them models come as they are and then you just put anything on them. I'm like, I couldn't, I understood, because I've seen the bow ties by themselves, and maybe he could have had that flashing on a projection screen, giving a person an idea of, what's church wear, what's pretty much like club wear, what's pretty much, hanging out, with, on a lazy Saturday or Sunday afternoon type of tea, or, brunch type look, something to that effect. But, to each his own. He'll get it done, I'm sure. Then we had Benji Jr. up there DJing for his brother to keep the hyping mood going, with the models walking and strutting and showing their stuff, this and that. He did an excellent job there. So I like it that the family coming together to serve one cause, and just, pretty much uplifting one of their family members to another height. So I kind of really dug that look. Then we have Marcus getting his clothes ready to go out of town to Washington, D.C., to Howard University, to see his baby sister Sirene. She's requested his presence, as well as Miss Brittany, which do her much good to get out of town, because she and her funky attitude, I can't take it. But anyway, Tisha goes on to watch him get packed up and ready to go, and she talking about, I don't want you to go, and then she trying to chime the baby in. Nah, baby, he just done told you can't go, because he needs some time from you and the baby, and he needs to go see what's up with his sister. Okay, so I was all ready all day long for Marcus standing his own stuff and getting his wife told, in a sense, like, I'm going. You gonna stay here, because it ain't got none of your business. It has nothing to do with you. It's my baby sister, and I'm going to see her. And you and nobody else is going to stop me. Okay? So I was like, go ahead. And then she pissed me off, because she was sitting up telling him, don't be messing with no single women or women, period. Call me at this time. I want to say, oh, you are too much. Where is your family outside of the Tankard family? Don't you ever go and see them. Stop being jealous-hearted, honey, before you lose that man. You're too young in the game. Both of y'all are young. Y'all still have to go many, many, many more years together, and getting old together, as far as hitting your 30s and your 40s. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she just too much. She too much. But okay, he love her. I love her. Okay, that's it. Okay, we go to Brooklyn. Is rehearsing some dance moves with her choreographer at some dance studio. And it don't seem like she can get her two steps together, honey. I'm like, well, honey, Brittany, just go on up there and blow, and you just do some two-stepping or whatever, or walking around each parts of the stage, because I don't think you're going to get that dance move right. And why are you walking in them high-ass heels? I know they're platforms, but my Lord, you going to make your ankle swell, or you gonna sprain your ankle trying to step there thinking you looking all fly and stuff, and it's not even time for your performance. You do that kind of mess when you're in your performance, not when you practicing, boo-boo. Okay, and then her choreographer said they're not quite there. You're getting it. He didn't want to say, nah, baby, you ain't getting it. We might have dancers in front of you or and behind you, so they won't see how awful you are. But anyway, we leave from there. We go to Marcus and Brittany. They finally get to Washington, D.C., to Sirene's college, and she greets them. She's there waiting on them, looking all anxious to see them and stuff. It was a nice mood. I love to see family chime in and get involved with their siblings' lives and, make it better. We're not having so much discord and this, that, and the other. Okay. She pretty much takes them to see her dorm room, and it's a little bit of thing. And then I really thought she was really doing the thing. I mean, she got her personal chef going on, and bringing her food and stuff. And I'm like, boo, why you can't make your own food? This needless money we got rolling around here, and they doing just crazy stuff with it. But anyway, they're on coin, they're on dime to do what they want to do. Just on the outside looking in, all right? So basically, that little cute scene prior to the fam coming down to visit her, her chef comes in to deliver her foods to her, saying what she could have, what she couldn't have per her mama. And her mama ended up taking her brownies from her and putting bran muffins in there or something like that. Even though she did enjoy the bran muffins, she still just wanted to whine and say she wanted her brownies back or whatnot. So I was like, oh, whatever, okay. So that was a scene they could have really kept. Didn't find no interest in it. Then we got to, like I said, she's showing her brother and her sister her digs, and I really thought she had her own private dorm, similar to what Whitley had when she was at Hillman. She had her own room, this, that, and the other. But she's sharing this room with someone, and I found that very, hard to believe, since Ben's showing off all his planes and other toys he has in his driveway. I mean, 5 vehicles. I mean, who does that? Where and when? I guess Ben Taker does. Okay. Say it again. Wow. Okay. So, I just assumed, and it made her ass out of me because she's up there sharing a dorm room when I'm thinking she had her own private room, But that's me. Okay. So, they go in. I think Marcus even farts on her bed, and they thought it was just too cute and this, that, and the other. But it was a feel-good moment for all of them, and that was good because they were bonding. We leave there. We go to where Jewel is over to Ben Jr.'s house, and she just walks on in the door. But this is television scripted. We know it was already set up for her to come in like that. But she's over there to visit Shannara's and Ben. They both tell her that she's overdue with the baby, the pregnancy, and they're going to have to induce her labor on Monday, and hopefully the baby will be born on Tuesday. Now I know they had to induce my labor. Now I know it's kind of like an all-day process because it's medication that helps speed up your labor pains or whatnot to try to push the baby to come on out. But with my particular pregnancy, my child still wasn't coming out. They had to vacuum suction her behind out because she just got to a certain point, and then I had to have a episiotomy, and that's when they slit some of your the whole of your vagina so it wouldn't tear when the baby is coming, because they said that was a little bit more worse than them just surgically cutting you down there in that area and letting the baby flow out that way. So I had to have I was in labor. I think it was 22 hours with Starr Kraziness, which her government name is Chauncey. But I was in labor, guys, for 22 hours. And then she still wouldn't come. They had to induce my labor. And this was on Easter morning. Okay, I had did it that Saturday afternoon. They induced my labor. And the labor pains went all, honey. And the inducing of the labor had lasted till Easter in the afternoon, towards the evening. And then he came back because he's a little Jewish doctor, and he's the cutest thing, called Dr. Pinter, Douglas Pinter, here in Atlanta. I don't know if he still practices, but of course my daughter's 25 years old, so you can kind of gather how long ago that was. But he came back. He had went to his little bar mitzvah or whatever little thing they were having on Easter. And he came back around. He left the hospital, I think around 11 that morning on Easter morning in 1991. Yes, she's a Easter baby. And she basically, um, she wouldn't come because he came back from his festivities around 6. And we were like in there like, she need to come out. That's it. And I had pushed. And I don't think they do vacuum suctions anymore because they were saying it was messing up the baby's head or causing some damage. So in 91, I guess shortly after that, maybe up to maybe 93, 94, they probably stopped doing it because of that defect that had a pressure going to the baby's head. But it was either that or I guess they would have done a C-section on me. But I mean, she came out 6 pounds 6 ounces. You know, I'm 5'4", short, very little room in my little body. So she was all good. She was a blessing from the Lord. But I understand about the whole inducing labor one day, going into your next day, and you still trying to have the baby. So it was basically going to fall into Brooklyn's little soiree with her coming out party as trying to be an artist or music artist in the music industry. So, you know, they kind of felt some way about that, like, how are we going to be two places at one time? And, you know, for Miss Billy. So, and you can't miss one without the other because somebody going to get mad. So they are all pretty much stuck in a hard place and don't know which way to swing, except for Miss Brittany. Miss Brittany says it's a no-brainer for her. She's going to be at her sister-in-law's birth, and you know, Brooklyn can reschedule her event. I'm like, girls, have the whole auditorium and sit in all seats, okay, until I can't see you no more. You done passed out on the freaking floor because I'm just tired of you opening up your mouth because everything that comes out is negative. So I'm like, you are on a -0 and you need to stay there and close your negative mouth with the zipper, okay? And the key, lock it all up until somebody come and unhinge you or whatever. So anyway, Jules said, "Ooh, we're gonna have to do some. We're gonna pray that the Lord work it out." So, honey, you gotta get on knees, you know, do a few Hail Marys, whatever, because I don't know how y'all gonna do that. Because like I said, unless they gonna take that baby out by C-section, you really just don't know what you're gonna be doing because they want to. The doctors and the staff want you to try to do everything as natural as possible. Then them impeding on that natural kind of birth. You know, we'll give you the medication to block the pain in your back. That's called we called it cesarean. No, is it cesarean? I forgot what it's called, but it's a shot they give you in the back of your spine that blocks all the nerves and you don't feel any pain from your waist down. But I don't forget what they call it. But anyway, I might think of it after everything's gone and, you know, everything's taped. But I can't think of the proper name for it. But it's a back blocker that numbs your back from, like I said, from your waist on down so you don't have to feel the pain. So, it's a pretty pickle they got themselves into. But then we go to Sirene. It's showing Brittany. It's the next day, guys. She's on tour with them, showing them the whole comings and goings of Howard University College campus. We go to commercial. We go back to where we have Daddy Ben up on the piano playing, and he has his little grandson on top, and he's spending time with him. And he's just up there laughing with his handsome self. He's just giggling, and you know, he's like, he's gonna be the first baby to try to learn how to play the piano. And then they do like little side shots to see where Tisha is, and Tisha trying to not be on camera, but she's like, oh, let me go get my baby. This is too noisy. You know, she don't got my nerve. I could just put her and Brittany in a box together and close them up. And I don't think her son would even go get her out. She'll be calling for him. You like, no, mama, you can't come out. You cannot come out, mama. But anyway, she's just going around like she ain't never seen the house where where they're filming together, her and Grandpa. I mean, Micah and Grandpa. Because he just having a good old time on that piano, knocking on them keys and pulling stuff out. And, you know, Ben is having a good time being around him. But it just seemed like she just said, okay, that's enough. I ain't finna lurk around no more. I'm finna come get my baby. And then Ben's like, see, you ain't listening. Then we said about 2 or 3 episodes ago when we were filming about you just never let nobody be to themselves with this baby. You know, and I'm like, you right, because see, you holding too much on your firstborn child and you trying to, praise that child and everything, and you're not supposed to idolize anything or anyone, and you're just too much with that child, Tisha. God giveth, God take away. And I hope that never happens, in that form or fashion, but you just too much. And I'm like, you living under these people's houses, this are a roof, they're providing food, shelter, and clothing for you, and you pretty much like shit on them all the time you can get a chance to. And I'm like, boo, what happened in your lifetime that you're not being appreciative to see what you have? You know what I'm saying? And a father-in-law who's really treating you just like one of his own biological children. And you just shitting on him like you ain't giving him no time with his grandson. So that's just a sad state of events, to tell you the truth. And I think Marcus would have had something to say about her actions, because I thought we were making headway. Ben thought we were making headway. Shit, the viewers, as such as myself, thought you were making headway with trying to get Tisha to understand. Share that baby sometimes. Share that baby, because I promise you, when Shania baby drop, we're going to see so much of that child going to be in everybody's arms. Tisha is going to get jealous. And I'm like, let her power. Go on and get y'all own house, pretty much, really. Because I'm tired of seeing y'all at y'all daddy's house. Y'all trying to be living this, that, and that. But sometimes, you have to do what you got to do. Let your daddy finance you if he must. But y'all need to be in y'all own house, because I'm just sick of y'all. Ugh. But anyway, we moved from that situation. Because she really takes the baby, telling me, we gotta go call dad. And I'm like, nah, you should have been up on that phone upstairs, talking to him anyway. And then, baby, granddaddy take care of the baby. My goodness. But anyway, we move from there. We go to Sirene, taking her siblings on, well, they pretty much taking her through a ride through D.C. They're really trying to get to the state capitol, or the Washington Monument, where Martin Luther King made his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. But they don't recognize that too much, or at all, really. And she pretty much goes on to tell them that during her first year she came up there, she got taken advantage of by a person she trusted as her friend. He wasn't like somebody she didn't know and just took advantage of her sexually. It was somebody she had spent some quality time with, this, that, and the other. And I'm assuming she's saying she was date raped, because when you know the particular assailant and they're in your environment, you might have been doing a little this and a little that, then you just wanted to stop it. They didn't, and they took advantage of you. But it's not like that person was like a total stranger, came out of the woods somewhere and had their way with you. It wasn't nothing to that degree. But however, rape is rape. The person says no, that's what they meant. No. But of course, all of them were like looking dumbfounded. They wanted probably to cry and go. But it looked like Marcus wanted the name and number, an address of the gentleman not gentleman. Problem person, I should say, because he might have a mental illness going on and he's not really addressing. So when people do that kind of stuff, they to me already be warped in their heads and minds anyway. So it's always an underlying factor. And I'm sorry she got caught up in that type of situation. But again, I don't understand why she had to put it on TV, because it's not like she was. Well, I guess they turned it into like a public service announcement, but it's not something that hadn't been overexposed in the community of being, leery and aware of your surroundings, no matter who you're with, and don't conduct certain behavior as well to give them the impression or the intention that you want that undesirable type of behavior coming towards you. Everybody, women have to be very overly cautious about stuff when it comes to their body and men and you being there along with them. But I just found it, and it's just my perspective, my opinion, the whole thing was kind of tacky, because I really felt, look, you didn't even tell your parents about this. So So were you filming this while you were going through these issues and you didn't even inform your parents? You know, that's kind of tacky, Sirene. That is something like etiquette 101. When something happens like that to you, you immediately call your family members. I don't care how you may be feeling at the time. I mean, you've heard it, and I'm sure you know some people that this has happened to, because it's so seem to be so prevalent nowadays, and people are definitely being outspoken about it and coming and bringing awareness. But then do that, and to my opinion, you would have did better if you would have did it on behalf of a particular charity event that promotes safe awareness for women, or women like the organization Rain that they had publicized after the episode had shown. But I think you need counseling, and I think your parents missed the boat on that. Totally. I think it was something that should not have been written in as something to promote to gain viewership, because that's what I really think it was based on. And you know, it's too much of a delicate issue to be so closed-minded about it. I mean, it's certain ways you can do certain things to get your point across about certain social issues that affect all women or all races or whatnot. And we definitely need to keep having that conversation to try to improve the awareness on the men's side. And then you can have like same-sex rape, you know, unwanted attention in that way. So don't get me wrong. When we just trying to focus it on a man and a man taking advantage of a woman, you know, her vulnerability and this, that, and the other. I just feel it wasn't something I would have wanted to see on TV, not on a tanker show, not necessarily on a reality show, because we know that's reality. But I felt that you could have brought awareness to this issue and being very vocal, and I think it was just too soon for you to just come out and say this. Handle it off screen. Handle it in the right way. Get this boy prosecuted for what he done to you or whatnot. Especially you're saying that it wasn't consensual. So definitely handle him. Handle your business on that aspect. But then if you needed to come out, get yourself together mentally. Because this is going to travel with you for the very rest of your life. And you shouldn't take it so lightly, like, ooh, I'm fine now. I'm just, no, you're not. No, you're not. Okay? So that's why I kind of got angry that you're having this positive attitude and everything is okay. You got it straightened out. No, it's just almost like losing a baby. It's like you lost something from yourself that you didn't freely give out. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that I would bring that to light for my viewers, that I didn't care for you to be publicizing it in that way. I think it should have been something, like I said, to handle off screen, and after you definitely got yourself together mentally, you can actually talk about it and have a real conversation about it, and not being like sheltering your mother and your father, who should have been there from point blank, with the situation. And then y'all developing some type of plan of action to bring awareness, or a foundation or charity that your dad could start in Tennessee to promote more and more awareness regarding this issue, that men are still not understanding what it means to be in the moment or whatever. And then if the woman want to withdraw her essence of going and taking it a little further, then that's her right. You need to just fall the fuck back, in a sense, and get off that woman or leave that woman the same way you showed up visiting her from the first time. So, and then if you don't, then there are going to be negative consequences. You know what I'm saying? So, I just felt that it should have been handled in another way and on another platform, but not this being the place to showcase that situation. So enough said about that. While they're riding around, prior to Sirene taking them to the Washington Monument, and they're out on foot walking around the structured area, Benji calls and he goes to tell them, hey, hey guys, y'all still coming down, right? you know, for the birth of his baby and stuff. And they're like, yeah, we still coming. We know she having a baby, whatnot. And then he said, well, the only bad thing about it is it's going to end up on Brooklyn's day she's coming out with her new release party of her singing ability, talents, and all of that genre. Gyrating stuff. But you know, hey, I want y'all here. That's my first baby, and it's like a first for everything. Her first real performance. She's letting people know that she's taking the time out to invite. You know, she didn't know about no labor being induced and this, that, and the other. And she even contemplated about after Benji called her and told her the sad news that he couldn't be at her event and why. She told me, well, y'all can't push it to another day. I'm like, baby, you know about birth, but yours didn't kind of act like hers, but it just is what it is. But that's when you have to put on your professional hat and say, okay, well, I'm still going to have to do this, because what if you was a big time music artist and you out the country? You couldn't fly back right then and there because your sister-in-law is having a baby. No, you have to Skype her when you finish with your concert and try to see if it's some time in between where you could fly back while you're, you know, getting ready for the next show in the next city, or, you know, something to that effect. But, you know, when you don't put yourself out there, people don't make money, paid money to come and help you with your event, and then they don't took out their schedule. You know, that's a lot. That is a very lot, and you can always make it up to your sister-in-law, you know, because the only person that you really need there is the Heavenly Father. Prayer for all the people that's caring for her to get her through this pregnancy, to, you know, bring her baby into the world, and her husband, a significant other, however the situation may be. And you, of course, you probably want your mother there if she's still living, and your father. But, you know, the rest of them, they can kick rocks, you know, whatever. You see them whenever you can. But it was just like, Brooklyn was doing too much at that point. We ain't gonna talk about Brittany no more the whole entire show for this episode. And we're at the end. That's all I had for you guys for Thicker Than Water, the Tanker Family show, which was aired on this past Sunday. Okay, that was episode 8, season 3. Hope you like it. I like giving it to you. It's kind of like, you know, not really a hit and a miss. Hopefully it'll gain better perspectives next week when they show us episode 9 on season 3. But until then, y'all stay encouraged, y'all be blessed, and we'll see you next time for more Tanker Family Thicker Than Water. Thank you. Bye bye. Thicker than water, I should say. Bye bye.